Hey YouTube, welcome back. Hey, this week while we're working on the Ultimate Garage, we're going to be putting in some floor drains as well as setting up, putting in the rebar and pouring bay one. Stick with me. It's going to be a good episode. Welcome to my life. Good morning, YouTube. Hey, this morning I had a doctor's appointment that I went to, which the VA system, they canceled me anyway without telling me, so I drove an hour for no reason. Anyway, I love the VA system, so don't take that wrong. Yeah, so I got bored waiting on the guy to show up this morning, and so I just started installing the drain lines myself. I guess that'll save me a little money and it gives me something to do. And then he just hit me up and canceled today, so he won't be out here today. So I figured I better get some of this on film because, and I was just waiting. I mean, that's what, and it just turned into this. But it's good because it allowed me to figure everything out exactly where I wanted them and exactly how I want them laid out. So I ran strings to make sure they'd be centered, and then I'll put them an inch below the top of the concrete so they'll fall an inch. I think he wanted an inch and a half. And it's not worth it to me. I want an inch. I don't want to be pushing cars up and down hills. You probably wouldn't feel it, except for the narrow side is pretty narrow. So that's what I'm going to stick with. So now the plan is to go around the other side and get sand. I was trying to level it in this gravel and it's just so hard to get it perfect. So I'm going to go around and get some of that sand that's left over and put it in the front of the tractor, and then that way I can just put it down and it gives me a nice soft bed to lift and move it around on. So let's get that done. All right, YouTube. Hey, we got a lot of progress today. The concrete guy's behind because there's a couple of days of rain, but I went ahead and decided to do the drains myself and try that. A little more complicated than it seems, but it came out very nice. Took me a while to get the measurements and get a line across to get them straight and then level and then the right drop and all that stuff. There's quite a bit to it, but we got her, and I think she looks pretty good. So yeah, it's ready for him. Of course, he's only gonna do this one bay. You know, they'll come back and get all this off here, all the forms off that, and then they'll build the form here, across here, the first bay, Actually, it'll be on that water line, right? And it'll go straight across. And the first bay will get poured and kind of dip into that one. And then we'll do the second bay and on, until we get to the fourth bay. But basically, I'll just stop in there so that the concrete truck can get in here and pour to get the concrete close enough to him. If I continue to go, the concrete truck wouldn't be able to go over. So kind of got to wait on doing any more. But when he gets that one poured, I'll do the next one and get it ready. And then they'll pour this one, and then I'll do the final. But there you go. All right, well, I'm gonna go help the neighbor. They came in town. They want to move some wood and some other stuff down on their lakefront property. So I'm gonna go help them, give them a hand while they're here, and then I guess that's really all I can do anyway. I'll probably bring some gravel in and try to level that out somewhat. But I can start bringing gravel in around these, you know, little stuff until they get here, I guess now this weekend. So, all right, let me go help these people. See you. Good morning, YouTube. Hey, it's Sunday, and the concrete guy, Chad's been behind because we had a lot of rain a couple days, so that got him behind on his other job. So anyway, he should be here today to form this up. We're gonna form the first bay, which should be in line with this water line here, and go across. And of course, we'll pull the forms off this side of the office. I think he's got to leave the other form on because he's kind of got this other stuff tied to it, so he'll probably leave that on. But we'll take this part off, and then we'll form up the other side of this bay. And the first bay, the doors, the post goes there, and the post goes there. That's the garage door. So the first bay should be right here with that water line. So we'll go across and make this first bay and get it all ready, leveled out, and packed down, so then he can come back in and pour. We were hoping Monday, but it looks like rain Monday and Tuesday. So probably Wednesday we'll get the second pour done. Man, it takes a lot of time. I know once the concrete is done, it's going to go up really fast. And you know, it's frustrating when you're building a building to wait for concrete. I mean, it just drives you insane. It's like, golly, can't the guy just get here? Can't Chad just get this done? But you know, with the weather and all that stuff, I mean, you really want it done right. So it's going to take what it takes. I just got to be patient, and patience is the right thing, right? You don't want to rush this. You don't want to rush your concrete guy, because you want your concrete to be right. Like, he could come in and just satisfy me, but he won't do that. He's too big of a professional. He wants this to be as right as I do, which is great to find in a concrete guy, because you know, there's a lot of houses getting built in my neighborhood, and I can tell you, they go from one extreme to the other. You got perfectionists, and you got people that just come in and get it done, and that work for a concrete guy shows. I mean, it just, when they're done, it shows. If they don't put the time in, there's nothing you can do after it's down either. I mean, their work shows right away. So I've seen both extremes in this neighborhood, where people come in and just pour, and I've seen instances where guys really love what they do. They come in and they do a great job, and Chad's one of those guys. So he's not gonna let me rush him anyway. So, but yeah, that's the plan this morning, is to get him out here and get this formed up, packed down, and get ready for a pour. All right, I'll quit talking. All right, well, while I'm waiting this morning, I got bored, and I decided to do something to line these poles up better. They were like all, one was forward, one was back, whatever, you know, just kind of the way they laid in the dirt. So I put this together just to kind of straighten them up and then, you know, pull them back. So when the concrete's poured, it'll hold them more in that position. The same with the main water line, and it was leaning out. It wouldn't matter. I mean, there's like 6 inches in that wall, and they were fine. They came up in the wall, but I just wanted them to be straight. So that's what happens, Chad, when you leave me alone for a while. Now he's gonna have to work around that somehow. I think he had to work around it anyway. It may be a pain in the butt when he's taking his forms off, though, all this stuff in the way. Yeah, he'll figure it out. All right. Well, I started taking the forms apart. I don't want to do that either. If there's something chips or something, it's not my fault. Hey YouTube, hey, I just got busy this morning. I didn't even bring my camera out, so I'm using my phone. But me and my wife got talking, and we want to put a big flagpole up, and we want to do it kind of in between the building and the house. So somewhere right in here, we'd put the flagpole, big 30-foot flagpole. We were talking about putting it in the center of our circle of our house, but I don't want the lights facing the house, so then I won't be able to see the property line, and security is pretty big with me. So I'm going to put it over here so I can still see by. I'll put the flagpole somewhere in here, is what me and the wife kind of agreed to. I think it's going to be in line with the front of the actual office, not the porch. Anyway, so we were like, oh, well, I need to run electric. Well, if I wait until I'm done, I have to run it from all the way to the other side because it's concrete all around, and that would just be crazy. So I was like, oh crap, we got to go get a piece of conduit and get this in the ground now. So that's what I did this morning, and then I just tied a piece of metal to the end so I could find it with my metal detector. I got it, 10 feet out, which is way farther than the sidewalk will go, and then it's in here. So when they do pour Thursday or Friday, that's taken care of. It's amazing the little things you think of as you, I always look at the wrong thing. It's amazing the little things that you think of when you have time, right? And right now I have time because of the rain and stuff, and man, I'm glad I did this because now I can run power. Because I wanted to run power for a light and then have a plug there. So if we decide to do Christmas lights in Christmas time, we can do like a Christmas tree on the flagpole or something like that. Have a plug there to switch as well. So that's kind of the plan. Last minute detail. What can you do? All right, YouTube, I went and got my camera. It started raining like crazy. So basically I got it in there, and I had to actually move them in. I had to dig more because they need to be cleared 6 inches. I forgot that. I was thinking, like over here, I put them right up against the floor, but that's fine because that's the wall. But here, that's actually the edge, and you got the brick, and then the plywood, whatever, and then the wall. So I moved it in 6 inches, and yeah, I decided to go ahead and put on another one. So I had two. One could be for the flagpole light, and the other could be for Christmas lights or a plug or whatever we decide. Who knows what we're gonna do out there, but it's just good to have it in there now. So if I ever decide to use it, I can use it. So didn't cost that much. I had the pipe and the thing because I was going to go down and bring it up, but I thought that's silly, I'll run over it. So wait till all the construction's done. I taped a piece of metal to the end of the conduit so that way I can find it with the metal detector and just dig from there on out. And yeah, that should get us by for now. Yeah, so last minute preparation stuff, but of course right before they get here I'll string it and pull it that way a little bit so it's nice and straight. Same with this one. I'll straighten this one up however I have to do it to get it to come out pretty straight. Actually, that one's pretty good, but I will pull it just a little bit. But yeah, the way it goes down is why it's leaning like that. It's normal, just kind of like that one over there. All right, well, nothing else I can do today. I'm looking in search of windows this afternoon. The ones that came in on the quote with the building I think are outrageously expensive, so I'm going to shop around a little bit today and try to find those. We came up with a plan for our strong ties and using laminated beams, so that's got all worked out with I got that worked out with Jared last night, so we're all good there. And yeah, so I guess the next thing will be plastic and steel and pour, but obviously that's not going to happen today as I stand here in the rain. So yeah, I guess everything else today will be inside. I'll be editing video or whatever else I can do today. All right, that's your update. last words before the tour? No, nothing to say? You're just ready to get it done, huh? Yeah. All right. YouTube, hey, so Chad is really working this floor. I mean, it's giving him a tough time for sure. We got a couple bad spots where he's trying to work. There's one right here, and then one on the other side he's just been working it out. But starting to shine up through the center. Tough floor, of course, because I want that super smooth floor. A lot of people probably wouldn't like that because it could be slick, you know, whatever, but that's what I want. That's what I like. But he's doing good. He's been working it. It's been slow. We've had wind, a lot of wind. We've had cool temperatures, so it's curing out slow. You see the sun's already going down, and that's not good for us. Hopefully we get it. Hopefully it gets hardened up enough. We're almost done, but hopefully we get it before the sun goes down. And then of course I'll seal it tonight. I think tomorrow he'll come back and we'll flatten out the next bay and prep it up, get the steel, plastic down, steel in, get my grade in, floor grade in, and then go from there. But it's probably gonna be a long night just by the way things are going down. That corner is staying wet, and then these couple holes, and I think it stays pretty wet in this corner as well. It's just taking a while to get down. He knows what he's doing though. Just gotta work it. Chad's earning his money. So give us the loadout. What do you think?
It looks really good down there.
It does look good. It does look good. He's fighting a couple spots. He's getting it.
Crazy how that stuff works.
Huh?
Crazy how it works.
It is crazy how it works. It's crazy that he knows when the concrete's ready for the next step, right?
Exactly. And you don't like to mess around and not do it right. You like to get it done.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
If it's done right, you don't have to come back and worry about doing it again.
Right. I don't think you can do it again. There's a lot of jackhammering.
Yeah.
And it's
a
expensive.
breaker for the Bobcat.
Yeah, it's expensive. Hey, like and subscribe. Right now, maggot!